This video walks you through a typical database design document page by page to assist you in understanding the various elements documented in a database design. You may let any page complete to its end or click on the page to advance to the next page. Completing the database design document forces the database architect to think through the entire process, considering the ramifications of incorporating major enhancements downstream if the database architecture starts a design without carefully considering all aspects of database design too hastily. Let's walk through a professionally prepared document. We'll step through the elements in this typical document available on SDLC forms, starting with the cover page, so you can envision all the topics that contribute to a successful document. What are the elements that should appear on this page for ease of personnel to recognize what's in this document? What is the document title, the project name and version? Will it contain a confidentiality agreement to protect the company? And does it include the document number and sequential page numbering? The document will not be complete without a revision history, so that the reader knows if they have the latest version of a document and what is the history of changes to the document. The copyright notice lets people know that they do not have the right to copy any of the information therein, and that all rights to the material are protected by this message. The table of contents allows people to quickly determine scope and volume of the document and find topics and subtopics of interest to them by clicking on that topic to move to the desired page. Within this document, we will now demonstrate in subsequent pages all of the desired information to be filled in, including the purpose, key personnel, assumptions, constraints, and dependencies, an overview of the proposed system configuration, utilities, support software, hardware and software architecture, design decisions such as interfaces and key factors, database administrative functions including relationships to other databases, schema information, physical design, data formats, business rules, the detailed database design, and any reporting requirements. For the key personnel and data owners, identify their role, name, email address, and phone number for ease of contact. The assumptions, constraints, and dependencies may drive many of the design decisions. Identifying the system configuration, software utilities, and support software includes defining the vendor name, product name, version, and restrictions or functions. Provide a high-level overview of the hardware and software architecture, but make sure you include well-thought-out diagrams that will assist the reader in comprehending the mindset of the database architect. Interfaces and any key factors that influence the architecture will be a critical component in understanding your design. Additional design decisions are especially critical for security, availability, and backup and restore operations. Identify the personnel responsible for database administration, including their role, name, responsibility, and email address. Identify the database elements, including the element, element name, and a full description of that element. Identifying those applications or systems that will utilize the database, including the system ID, model, version number, and system code. List all schema and subschema scripts, including the name, file type, description, access control keys, locking data, data name mapping, overall partitioning, redefinitions, and access path restrictions. Define the business rules in a data model by text definition or a link to the functional specifications. In defining a detailed design, you may want to include references to the logical data models, LDM entity relationship diagrams, physical data models, and a data dictionary. Last but not least, as a minimum, identify the system files, including a physical description of the database management system, schemas and subschemas, and a PDM ERD. Many of the 120 fill-in forms available in our inventory are not shown on this page. These forms are all based on the Microsoft Office suite of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Visio, and Project. You may search on your browser for any of these forms. These project management forms can be branded to your organization by customizing numerous parameters, including your company name and logo, copyright statement, and more. As with any Office document, you can then optionally make changes to the content at any time. Our project managers, business analysts, and technical writers have been adding forms and templates to our ever-increasing inventory since 2007. To view our inventory, type in the name of the topic on this page into your browser to view information on professionally developed packages and individual forms.